Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, it is truly the interview everyone is buzzing about. A brand new preview of Oprah's interview with Meghan and Harry just dropped, and we have it. Then, Star Wars star Kelly Marie Tran said goodbye to the trolls and left social media for good. How it's changed her life. And our special guest for most of the show today, you loved her in Reba, Fargo.
Go Bears.
And now, young Sheldon. The hysterical Melissa Peterman is joining us live. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, Lakeville. Good morning, Golden and Apple Valley. Good morning, Eau Claire, and good morning to the good people of Rochester, and good morning to you. Welcome to the Jason Show. I'm Jace. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister, the incredibly talented and ambidextrous Kendall Mark.
True. The tan. Look at me go. Hi, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm going to begin like I do many shows by giving you a compliment.
Thank you.
You walked from there to there, and you look stunningly gorgeous today.
Thanks, I'm juicing today. Maybe that's it.
I'm sorry,
juice
what?
cleanse. Like a
Oh, a
juice
juice cleanse. Oh, I was like, you're juicing.
I realized with that reference, that sounds super weird.
It sounded a little weird.
Okay.
I wasn't quite sure what you meant, but now I understand what you
Thank
meant.
you.
And congratulations on your.
Thank you.
Congratulations
Juice
on your juicing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a proper terminology.
It is now.
Yeah. Let's say hello to our special guest today, our audience member. It is Kayleen. Oh, wow.
She dropped us like it's
I'm
hot.
not kidding. The moment that I said her name, her Zoom went out. Like it just went out. Anyway, but let me tell you about Kayleen real quick.
Please.
We were commenting because we can see the audience before the show. Kayleen was adjusting her background to make it just perfect. She was
fab.
adjusting a flower, a little knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Yep.
So Zoom is down, so we'll try to get Kayleen a little bit later. But anyway.
You have to see it. She's so cute.
Yeah. Can I ask you something?
You may.
And I'm asking you folks too. Are you guys getting an inordinate amount of telemarketer calls? For instance, like the auto warranty people, if I get one more call, I'm not kidding. I'm sure sometime during this program, I will get, and it's a message. It's like, hello, this is from your auto warranty. I'm like, I don't need an auto warranty. I got it from the auto dealership.
You know
It's a scam.
You know who's getting a ton of those?
Who?
Who just told me about this? Photographer Eric. He said he gets auto warranty calls all the time.
All the time. And I'm sure on our Facebook, our Jason Show Facebook page, you guys are going to type in, I know I'm not alone. I've heard this from other friends. It is an epidemic, and I know the government has a lot on its plate right now. I really do. I get it.
Get it.
However, if we could please arrest those people, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Seriously.
Or find them.
I don't get the auto ones. So I think they like kind of pigeonhole you. I get all the student debt relief ones that aren't real.
Oh.
And I always get excited, and then it's like, hello, this is Tina from Student Debt Relief. I'm like, Tina.
Well, that tells you your age.
Yeah.
I will tell you mine. I also get the Social Security scam ones.
You do not.
I do. That there's something wrong with my Social Security number. Please click here. Give a drop of blood. I need your mom's maiden name. I'm like, yeah, like I'm going to fall for that. But my point is, Tyler's writing it down. 1, 2, 4. No, I'm just kidding. But my point is, forget me. I'm scared of like some senior citizens that may not know it's a scam.
I know.
And they innocently, little Marie,
yeah,
in a little senior center, getting a call, scared to death that she thinks the Social Security office is calling, and little Marie gets her purse out, her little change purse.
That happened to my grandma Mary.
That.
Very close to Marie, actually. My grandma
Grandma
Mary. My dad, back in the day, bless her heart, was walking in her house to do something, and she was on the phone. She's like, oh yeah, let me just get, okay. And she started talking, and my dad ran over there, was like, stop.
Yeah.
And it was just because she didn't know.
She don't know.
Yeah.
So my point being, audience, if you get one of those auto insurance, hang up or scream at them like I do.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything, but
They just hang back up on you.
My phone illuminated. I thought it was them calling. I was going to yell at them on live television.
That would have been so
Wouldn't
fun.
that have been funny? Yeah. I might have cussed, though, so I wouldn't have wanted that. Yeah.
Bad.
Let's get started, everybody. Roll it, Leo. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. We are just a few days away from the explosive Oprah sit-down with Meghan and Harry. CBS This Morning with Gayle King. Gee, I wonder how they got that clip.
I
Oprah,
wonder.
CBS This Morning released another exciting clip, and this time we hear directly from Meghan. This is what Kendall wanted, about why she actually agreed to do the interview. Look at this.
What is right about this time?
Well, so many things. That we're on the other side of a lot of life experience that's happened, and also that we have the ability to make our own choices in a way that I couldn't have said yes to you then. That wasn't my choice to make. So as an adult who lived a really independent life, to then go into this construct that is different than I think what people imagine it to be, it's really liberating to be able to have the right and the privilege in some ways to be able to say yes.
And to
I'm
say
ready
it
to
for
talk.
yourself.
To say it for
And
yourself.
not to have to consult with anybody at this point.
Yeah, to be able to just make a choice on your own and just be able to speak for yourself.
And defend yourself. This week, the palace has been working hard to steal the spotlight away from the interview. They've announced an investigation into allegations that Meghan bullied her staff, and they've also called on the Duke and Duchess to delay the interview in light of Prince Philip's health struggles. But Harry and Meghan say, ain't up to me, it's up to the Tiffany Network and Oprah Winfrey. I know that I'm going to be on the other side of this for some of you, and that's all right. I do come up from a place of I enjoy these two, but also I got to tell you, to me it's as simple as this. And I hear people on the internet and I hear people just in life go, well, stop your whine and stop your complaint, and I heard it on my way in. That's not how I take this. Here's the deal. If you're Harry and you grew up watching your mother literally be hunted to death by the tabloids,
Yeah.
and that's not hyperbole.
No, literally.
Hunted to death. If you are seeing the same behavior happen to you now and your wife, wouldn't you do anything in the world to defend your family and to defend your story? Because here's part two of my feeling. There are thousands of people and hundreds of companies that are making money off their story. And I put story in air quotes. They're making money off of lies about them. Why is it not all right, even if they're public people, why is it not all right for them to defend themselves? Because eventually, for all of us, we're all human, you can only take so much. You only get pushed so much when you're like, I'm done. Even if you're Prince Harry, he has the right to tell his story because enough people have profited from his story.
Well, so I'm really, you know me, I'm like, love my royals. I'm very into all of this.
Yeah,
so
I know you are.
actually have been watching this thing about the royals in general on Netflix. And it was about how in the 60s, the royals basically let people into their lives to stay relevant. And
Famous
ever
documentary.
since then, yes, and ever since then, they've been kind of like, okay, well, we get to be a part of your life all the time. We get to eat and nit and pick at you. And I agree. What happened, of course, to Princess Diana was a whole nother level. And Harry's seen that. And Meghan, as the little clips that they've put out, how she is very carefully saying, I was independent. I was brought into something that I think people see very different than what it really is. And not even to throw into all this, but the racist things she dealt with on top of just the normal, like, blah, 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 glob, glob, I want your attention, I want your story. I cannot fathom it. And hey, we're Americans, so we got our girls back, you know?
Yeah.
Got Meghan's back.
And people say, oh, well, they knew they were getting into. I don't buy that. Our executive producer,
No.
Jeff, who I can talk about today because he ain't here.
He ain't here.
He always uses that. I don't say it's an excuse.
Right.
Well, they should have known. No, I don't think you have any idea what that's like.
How do you even plan for
How
that?
do you can't. Next in the dish, Tia Mowry was on with Wendy yesterday. She and her twin sister Tamara starred, of course, in Sister Sister in the 90s. And despite the show, listen to this, despite that show being top 10, they still experienced racism in Hollywood. Look at this.
when my sister and I, we were on Sister Sister, our show was, you know, in the top 10. We were even beating Friends at the time. And we wanted to be on the cover of, you know, this very popular teen magazine, and a lot of, you know, our other peers who weren't African American, who were on television shows, they were getting the cover of this magazine. And my sister and I, we actually were told that we would not sell.
Because you're black.
If we were put on the, because we're black, because of the color of our skin. And, you know, that was very frustrating.
But not altogether surprising, sadly. Sister Sister is available on Netflix. Tia stars in the new Netflix show, Family Reunion. Well, you know, one of my favorite stories ever out of the Bob Iger book, Bob Iger, bigwig at Disney, who I love, like a business icon. One of my favorite anecdotes from that book story is Bob fought a lot of people within his own company that didn't think Black Panther would be a success not only here but internationally. Oh, a black superhero will never sell. Bob pushed and pushed and said, no, you guys are wrong, it's gonna work. And then look, it became the biggest hit from Marvel ever. And I love that. I love. I think we should just put on a rerun today. I do. I think we should just
Call it a day.
I think we should just call it a day.
Off of what you're saying though about them too, I do think, I loved Sister Sister. Like I loved it. And I remember I was the teenager at the time that those teen magazines, they're not as big anymore because of social media. They were everything. And I can think of all these cover stars that she didn't say, but I'm like, oh yeah, they were on it. This person was on. You're right. Why wouldn't they have been? And that's what it all boils down to. It's just gross.
They would have sold. We have a lot more to come. Stay right there. We'll be back right after these words. Back in a moment, everyone. Coming up, more Hot Dish, and then she's our special guest today, and she is special. Our dear friend, Melissa Peterman, is back. We're talking Fargo, Reba, Young Sheldon, and of course, we are gonna laugh our butt off. So, get ready. It's the hysterical Melissa Peterman. And the fun starts, or I should say continues, right after this.
You know, I have to say, I watch, and you know I love the first Borat movie, I love the second Borat movie, and while it does look scary at times, is it fun to be Borat?
Jimmy, I'm not here to talk about fun. It was important to make this film, and I really wanted to expose the hypocrisy. Those using power to get ahead, criminality. Bono? Oh, hey man, what's up? Yeah, I've got AstraZeneca, I've got some Pfizer, I've got some... What do you want? Yeah? Okay, beautiful. Yeah. The challenge with satire is ensuring that the target of one's...
Honey, Ruffalo's outside. Here's the cash.
All right, okay, what does he want?
2 Pfizers, a Moderna, and an Oatly.
He wants an Oatly. What does he think I am? Sacha Baron Postmates. All right.
What is happening?
Well...
Are you selling, you said Ruffalo, are you selling vaccines to Mark Ruffalo?
Leave it, Jimmy.
All right, I'm sorry.
Sacha Baron Cohen on Kimmel last night. His wife, Isla Fisher. I always do the S.
Yeah.
Isla Fisher making a surprise appearance. When I think of Sacha Baron Cohen, and I think of, I don't necessarily think of Borat. I think of Bruno. Have you guys seen Bruno? It's his,
think so.
Oh yeah, it's his other character that he did, and he did a movie. And I mentioned she a lot, secondhand embarrassment. One of the biggest cases of secondhand embarrassment I've ever had, and this is not being Jason, true. I went to see a screening of Bruno with radio wife Alexis, with Alexis's parents. Now, anyone that's seen Bruno, right now you're going like this, ooh.
I can only imagine.
It's highly inappropriate for me, let alone Alexis's parents. And they're sitting right next to me in this movie theater. And I'm going to try to describe this without getting fired. Because there's a scene where a part of Bruno's anatomy is close up in the camera and it starts talking. Now, I'll let you, the audience at home, figure out what I'm talking about.
In a movie theater?
That was in the movie theater. And that happened, and I looked over and I wanted to die. Like, I wanted a lightning bolt. I wanted an animal to eat me and kill me instantly. I wanted to be anywhere else than in that movie theater, sitting with my friend's parents, watching a naughty bit talk to me. You know what I mean? I just...
That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear you say either.
That's a sentence I never thought I would say. It's a sentence my mother didn't think when she paid for college that I would ever say. But it's a true story, and I'm still, like, I'm telling the story, my stomach's gurgly.
I'm gurgly.
Horrifying.
For you.
Just saying. More late night. Tracy Morgan was on with Fallon. He stars in the just-released Coming to America sequel. But Jimmy wanted to ask him what happened at the Golden Globes. Remember, I just pronounced Isla Fisher wrong? Well, he mispronounced the movie Soul. Look at this.
I want to know, let's start with this. The Golden Globes.
And the Golden Globe goes to Sal.
All right, now wait. Now, did you, Quest?
Come on, Quest.
All right, now look. So
you
Quest,
went to high school with me. You know what happened.
No. He's in
You
that.
think too?
He's in that movie. So Quest is in the
No,
movie.
but we talk about the Golden Globes.
That's correct.
He went to high school with me. He know what happened. That's not my fault.
No.
You listen. I'm homeschooling my daughter, right? I'm homeschooling my daughter, and in the middle of the lesson, she stopped and said, "Mommy was right. You stupid.
Yeah, there you go.
You need to be homeschooled."
She said that to you.
I'm homeschooling my nephew.
I love the Morgan. I love Tracy. Coming to America 2 is available on Amazon Prime Video right now. I only read one review in USA Today.
Yes.
They didn't love it.
That's what I've heard, is that, like, people don't love it.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything horrible, but
Yeah.
USA Today was like, liked it, not love. Liked, not love.
Do you think that people are really picky about it right now just because we haven't had a big movie? We've only had a couple, like a handful, since the pandemic started.
My feeling is we shouldn't be picky at all.
Right?
We haven't had a movie since God was in diapers. I mean, you know, I don't care what Eddie Murphy does.
Right.
I don't care what it is. I just want a movie. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah.
A movie.
A movie. I'm gonna see it. I love the whole cast, so I don't care what it is. It could just be Eddie reading the want ads, which I don't even think there are want ads anymore.
Do they not have want ads anymore?
That's how I found my first TV job, the newspaper, when they used to put jobs in newspapers.
My mom was telling me that's how you used to find dates in, like, city pages and the want ads. And, okay, like, for real, and before Tinder.
Okay, that wasn't called. Okay, just to be clear, those weren't called dates. What you found in city pages,
This was
Kendall.
like the 70s, she said.
Kendall, what you found on the back of city pages, we wouldn't, in proper society, characterize that as a date.
Really? Mommy?
No, Kendall, I mean...
Did my mom get food too? Mama, you got food?
No, I think... Let's move on. Next in the dish. I found dates on city pages too, Kendall. When I first moved here. It wasn't called City Pages, though. It's something else.
Sorry.
Anyway, Kelly Marie Tran was on with Drew Barrymore yesterday. She's the first Asian woman to appear in a big character in the Star Wars movie, and she talked about what character she looked up to as a kid, and then Drew had a little surprise. Look.
And I understand that Mulan, Disney's first Asian princess, also a staple in my household. I've seen it a billion times, and we love it. That was something that was an inspiration to you.
Yeah, that was such a huge part of my childhood. I think I was 9 when that movie came out, and it was the first time I felt like I saw someone who looked like me living in these sort of spaces on that sort of scale. And Ming-Na Wen, who plays Mulan, is such an inspiration to me. And I actually got to meet her at the episode 9 premiere, and she's such a symbol of all the things that I want to be. Such a cool experience.
Well, Ming-Na, are you there?
Hello.
Oh my
God,
what?
How great is that? Oh, I love that. You know how I feel. I love when people get to meet their idols and their stars and stuff. So here's another facet of the story, because Kelly had to get off social media. She left because of all the hate that she received from toxic, gross, disgusting, horrible, racist Star Wars fans. She's in a beautiful new profile. My apologies, I forget the magazine, but she's the cover, and it is a big, long cover story. And it upset me so much, not just because I'm a Star Wars fan, but how disgusting people can be.
Right.
Because they attacked her. If you're not a Star Wars fan, I'll just quickly explain. As I said a little bit ago, she was the first Asian American actress to have a pretty big role in a Star Wars movie, and she was attacked viciously online by horrible internet trolls. So she left. I mean, now that is bullying. I mean, I hate you guys know this, I hate the misuse and overuse of the word bullying. But anyway, what happened to her was she left social media. The silver lining, she said, she's never been happier.
I think that's fabulous.
You know what? I said it today in the radio show that if it wasn't for the jobs, I would get rid of Facebook tomorrow in a New York minute. Insta, I would keep. I love Instagram.
Yeah.
Twitter is a cesspool of negativity, but I would still keep it for news, headlines.
Yeah.
Don't get your news from Facebook. But Facebook, I'd get off of immediately.
100% agree. And you know this, because we've talked about it a little bit. I technically have a Facebook, but I do not use it whatsoever because of all the vitriol that's on there and the people and things they can say. Twitter, I agree. I wouldn't tweet if I didn't have this job. I love Pinterest, but it's a little different.
Yeah.
And I do love Instagram because I think you can really hone it into positivity if you want to. I can't imagine what she went through. But can I say like one little nugget about Mulan?
Go ahead. We have a half hour to go, and I think we're having technical difficulty, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, great. So I finally watched Mulan, Jason. You know how I've been like, I'm going to wait till it's free on Disney+.
Yeah.
So I finally watched it on last Friday when my husband went fishing. A, I loved it. B, anybody who knows the original Mulan that they were just showing and knows the woman who played her we were just showing, noticed a little tidbit in Mulan where when Mulan comes to see the emperor who is walking in front of her, it's her. And I like went cuckoo bananas, bazongas, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy awesome.
I love a good cameo. I do. You can see Mulan on Disney+. Teleprompter, go ahead and roll up.
There's no
audience. We have we do. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't see it in there. Okay, we have the audience. We have Kayleen. Hi, Kayleen. Yay. Welcome. It is good to see you. We were having some stuff earlier with the internet, but we're glad that you're here. Where are you zooming in from?
St. Louis Park.
Beautiful. Kayleen, I gave you a compliment at the beginning, and I don't know if you heard it. I so appreciated right before we went on the air, you were adjusting your background. You wanted to make sure everything looked really nice. So thank you. The devil is in the details, Kayleen.
Absolutely. I had to get the lighting right in front of the window, move the desk over.
Look at you.
Just
Bravo.
for you, Jason.
You look fabulous. Not bad. You look fabulous. So thank you. Kayleen is going to be sticking around throughout the hour. Thank you very much. Still ahead, coming up in just a little bit, the one and only Melissa Peterman will be joining us for the rest of the show. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Fargo. Plus, we're going to talk to her about her game show with Meredith Vieira being in Young Sheldon. We have a game. We're going to laugh. It's going to be joyous. It's a Friday. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment.
I went to Normandale for about 1.5 years. Yeah, that's where we met. But I dropped out, though. Yeah, she dropped. Yeah. So where are you girls from? Chaska, Le Sueur. But I went to high school in White Bear Lake. Go Bears.
That is a clip from, of course, one of our favorite movies, Fargo. And listen to this. It's celebrating 25 years since it debuted back in 1996. Well, that movie is a classic and spawned a TV series on FX. And it also featured our next guest. That's too formal. She is a friend and a hometown favorite. Please welcome back to the show the most beautiful woman in the world, Melissa Peterman, everyone.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, Jason. Hi, everybody.
Melissa, let me start with this.
Yes.
As I look up your IMDb, as I do with my friends,
yes.
I do take a little bit of pleasure seeing the fact that your first credit is listed as Hooker 2. I gotta tell you, it's a little slice of joy.
It is. It's kind of appropriate, well deserved. Does it even say number 2 or does it just say Hooker 2?
I thought I saw a number. I think you are listed officially as Hooker number 2.
Yes, it is official. That is what it is. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people, Jason, I don't know if you know this, a lot of the great stars started with roles that didn't even have names. It was like office guy number 4. I mean, yeah, I was Hooker number 2.
Well, okay, so we have the author of this book, and Melissa's here because she's going to be involved in an event. We will obviously talk about it because Melissa's going to be here for like an hour with us, which I love. But
yeah.
The guy that wrote the book, the author, was on our sister show and said, and I didn't know this, that you two, created little backstories for your characters. So even though you had no name, you were just I'm going to say it, just a generic hooker.
Right.
You weren't generic.
I was not. Jason, that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about America. No one has to be just a generic hooker. You can be any kind of hooker you want to be. And I mean that, and I say that with love. But I decided, Larissa and I had so much fun. And, I think, a lot of actors, it doesn't matter how big the part is or how whatever it is, you want to come up with what's the story. So I gave Hooker number 2 a name, and I thought that in her family that Chevrolet sounded so exotic, like the idea of like, oh, let's name her Chevrolet. Is it French? So I gave my name. I named myself Chevrolet in my head. And if you look closely in the scenes, you can see that backstory seeping through my pores.
Oh, I see the whole, your acting was so good. It came through. Like I saw every nuance of Chevrolet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you believe it's been 25 years, all kidding aside?
No. Well, I mean, when I see that clip, I can believe it because I look like a baby with, poor hair judgment, but that was a perfect, it was a perfect look for that character. I can't believe it was 25 years ago because, it's so funny, Jason, like, how like, I can't remember sometimes what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
But I remember every moment of this experience because it was so unbelievably, it was exciting. I mean, it was the Coen brothers. It was Frances McDormand getting to do a scene with her. I remember that there was a rap party at the Bryant Lake Bowl. I remember every little moment of that because it was such a big deal in a moment for me in my life. And but 25 years, gosh, I can't believe they cast me when I was 7.
At 7, seriously, if we're doing the math, that's what my math. That was what I added up, Melissa. I was doing, yeah. I know this seems like a sophomore question, but I really am curious. Who were you, speaking of the rap party or just being on set, who intimidated you the most? And not in a bad way, but just internally, who made you the most nervous?
Well, in all honesty, I was so kind of young and naive that I wasn't smart enough in a way to be intimidated. I was just so naive that I kind of, I was the one who, I think it was Joel Cohen that I asked for change for the vending machine because I didn't know better. I think if I did that movie now, I'd be far more intimidated, working with a Francis or a Steve Buscemi or the Coen brothers. But I will say that Francis was so welcoming and so I wasn't intimidated. I think it was probably Peter and Steve Buscemi, the scene in the hotel room, I was a little intimidated, but even Steve came up and said nice things. So I was too young and excited to be that intimidated, which, by the way, we only have like a small window of time in our life where we're not intimidated. So
yeah,
it was kind of lovely. I mean, again, if I had to walk on that set today, I'd have a stomach ache for days. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
I mentioned the book is called The Untold Stories of the Making of Fargo. You're going to take part in the virtual launch party. It's Monday, right, Melissa?
Yeah, it's Monday, March 8th. I believe for me, it's 5 o'clock, Pacific, so 7 o'clock Central. And I think Larissa, my hooker number 1, is going to be joining as well. And I'm really excited about it. I mean, I think the movie, it's what I get so proud of. It's so exciting to just be a tiny part of such a great movie because it always makes the top 100
yes.
Yeah, the movies of the whatever year. I don't know. It's early. I haven't had enough coffee.
No, I'm so glad that you said that. We have to go, but we have more time with you. But that just hit me too, Melissa. You're part of literally like movie history. I just thought about that. Sincerely, it is on AFI's list. You are a part of movie history. That's cool.
It is very, I have moments where, it is very cool. I'm going to say it. It is very cool. And I know we might be going to commercial, but one of my favorite things, and I wish I could walk my computer, is a friend of mine got, I don't know if it was a prototype or a poster they didn't use for Fargo, but it's a Fargo movie poster where the hookers are on the poster, and I have that in my house, and I love having it because it really is. It's very cool.
It is.
I'm part of history, Jason.
Girl, you're really important, and that's why Melissa's here for the whole hour. So stay right there. More with Melissa Peterman. Hooker number 2 when we come back. Back after this. Love her. Welcome back, everybody. More with our good friend, Melissa Peterman. Melissa, it's so funny. I just looked on Twitter. People are, more than a few are freaking out just now connecting the dots that we can claim you, that you're from Minnesota. I'm loving it.
Are you kidding me? I feel like I wear my hometown on my sleeve. Like, I'm such a proud Minnesota girl. I feel like everybody knows that.
Yeah, well, you're making a lot of people happy. And then also, let me give you a compliment. Kendall, and I second this, said we go to commercial and Kendall goes, she looks like an angel. She looks amazing. Yeah, you do look really good for 8:30 Pacific time.
If you could see how many lights are shining on me right now, I think I've got 17 ring lights. So I thank you, Kendall. I think you are always gorgeous, as are you, Jason. But I have a lot of lights are pouring in right now to sort of blur what's happening.
No, it's natural.
It's all about the lighting, people. Be nice to the lighting guys.
Yep, always.
Always.
How are you liking, people know you now, younger folks do, from Young Sheldon. How is it on that show?
Oh, it's so lovely. I'm telling you, that cast from, there's every single one of them is kind and so good at their job. The writers, the scripts come in and they're so funny the minute you read them. It's lovely. It's been so much fun. And what I've loved is that they've been giving little layers to Brenda where, she and Mary are connecting on the fact that they have a lot in common as far as they worry about their kids who are a little bit different. And so I think for very different ways. Billy is, obviously very different from Sheldon, but they both connect on the fact that being mothers, you worry so much. You're wearing your heart outside of your body. So, and you see a little softness of Brenda. She's a tough cookie, but there's some vulnerability, and you're going to see more of that in some upcoming episodes. So the writing is so good. I feel like these writers are so precise in the comedy and in the humanity. I always say they mix humor and humanity in such a beautiful way. So I love being on the show. It's been just a joy.
I'm sure not every situation is great, but as I was going back and looking at your IMDb, I was looking at you have worked with some really great people. From Ed Asner to Reba, obviously. I was looking back, I'm like, Melissa's had some great casts that you've worked with.
I've been very blessed and grateful for that every day, because it's not as much fun as is to work. And this, if you go on a job and it's not with somebody amazing, and not only were they just like superstar amazing, they were also just good human beings.
Exactly.
So I've been super lucky in that way. Like, I'd rather have a good human being any day and a nice person any day than, the biggest star. But I've been lucky. Ed Asner was one where I do remember I brought Riley over to his house one day just to visit. I think I made him like some cookies or something. And I walk in there and Riley's like 5 or 6 and there's like 7 Emmys just like strewn about his house. The guy won an Emmy for Lou Grant as a comedy and a drama. And I remember looking at Riley like, please put the Emmy down. Put the Emmy down.
Yeah.
And all Riley knew him was that he was the voice of in Up. And it was so, and I'm like, he's a star. Yeah.
How's our Reba? How's Trish? Which is now, I got it. You know this. You know how I feel. I told Melissa. I said, Melissa, you got to tell Reba forever. I know she does music. I don't care. She will now forever be known to me as Trish, the water spirit from Barb and Star.
By the way, can I just say that we are very close and good friends? I didn't know about it.
What?
Until I saw the movie. I did not. This is again a testament to how fantastic and what a good person Reba is. When she's told, like, keep it under wraps, she keeps it under wraps. And I knew that she had, and Brett, who did her hair and makeup, who's amazing. He kept a secret from me. As much as I was delighted, and she was amazing, and the movie was so much fun, I was also a little hurt that I didn't know about it.
I know.
We cannot not talk about Reba. I've got to talk about the biscuit situation that you've got her addicted to.
Go ahead. Yeah, it's you.
Because yes, Jason, you did ask me to let Reba know that you loved her in Barb and Star. She'll always be Trish, but she didn't really want it. She was like, "That's great. Well, Jason, send me some more Betty and Earl's biscuits." And this is unsolicited. But you sent me those about 2 boxes, I think. By the time I even got to them and knew they were at my home, they'd already been decimated by my 2 large roommates, my husband and my son. And they are so good.
Thank you.
So I'm lucky enough to have Reba's been in the same zip code for a little bit. So I got some to her, and she said these are the real deal. She loved them. She's like, I put that one in the toaster oven, and I tell you what, it was the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. I don't know who she is. The best thing. So big, they're so good, Jason.
Thank you, sweetie.
I think she's getting some more today, and I did let her know that there's some biscuits on the way.
Yeah.
And this was my direct quote on the phone. It was just, "Yay!" Exclamation mark. So
love the Reba
I don't know if
Trish.
she heard me tell you about I don't know if she even knows about you liking Trish. She just knows you make biscuits. So
It's
there you
fine.
go.
More with Melissa. We're playing a little game when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, having fun today. Seriously, I always say the best guests are the guests that come to play. And this is a guest that comes to play, my buddy Melissa Peterman, celebrating 25 years of Fargo. Okay, so you know us. We like to play a little game. And by the way, speaking of games, Plugola, because you can see it right here, Melissa and the fabulous Meredith Vieira, probably another example of a great human being, right, sweetie? Meredith is a...
Absolutely.
Yeah, 25...
one of the nicest.
Yeah, so, 25 words or less. You can see it here and then on our sister station. Okay. So Fargo premiered in 1996. So Melissa, we want to play a little game with you. We're calling it 1996 Trivia, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm guessing it's about 1996 trivia, right?
It's about 1996 trivia.
Got it.
Got it? Okay. Here we go. Melissa Peterman, what film festival did Fargo debut?
The Minnesota Film Festival.
Don't you love it how I let you sit there and figure it out yourself? Yes, the Cannes Film Festival.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? To be fair, the Minnesota Film Festival is far fancier than yes. Okay.
Yes. Next, good one there, Melissa. You'll make Jayton really happy there. Speaking of Fargo, Melissa, what car dealership did William H. Macy work for in the movie?
Chevrolet.
No, that was your hooker name, Melissa.
Was it Honda, Ford?
No, it wasn't Honda. It was Oldsmobile.
Oldsmobile. I knew that.
Yes, you did. You did. Okay. Not counting Fargo, what was the highest grossing film of 1996?
Pulp Fiction.
No. That was 94. Independence Day. It
Oh, shoot.
It grossed $817 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
817.6 million. See, I was thinking of 874 million. So
Yes.
My bad.
You're bad.
My bad. All right, hit me.
Okay, next. This famous daughter officially filed for divorce from her very famous husband, a famous child of music. The king. There's a.
Oh, okay. Lisa Marie Presley?
Yes. From Michael Jackson. Okay. In 1996, what city held the Olympics?
White Bear Lake?
No, the correct answer is Andover. Andover.
Andover.
No.
Well, of course it was Andover. They had the facilities.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Olympics in 96. What city?
America.
In America. Was it
South.
Los Angeles?
South.
Seattle.
Southern.
Atlanta.
There we go. We took the long way home.
It's early, and I've got so much light on me right now. I'm practically blind, Jason.
I know. I'm sorry. I get it. This singer won the Grammy for Album of the Year, and she was the youngest to ever win it.
The youngest to ever win a Grammy?
Think about the era. 96. You can't do that on television. There's your clue. You can't do that on television. Canadian.
You can't do that on television. Youngest. I feel like
Canadian.
Didn't Leanne Rimes win something? There's a youngest for Blue, but that wasn't the. You can't do that. Shania Twain. Celine Dion.
No, Alanis Morissette. Jagged Little Pill.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't
I
it?
should know that. I played that on repeat for that entire. I still play that on repeat.
Oh God. Yes.
I
Well,
got one hand in my pocket, and I'm dying in this game. Okay.
I don't know. The booth will tell me, but I don't think you got a single answer right. I could be wrong.
Check the booth again. I got them all right. Let's just
Oh.
see.
Oh wait, producer Ted, Melissa, they're giving you can. They're giving you one.
Atlanta. I got to it.
Yes, you did.
You've been to the Atlanta airport. It's hard to get to Atlanta. You got to take a tram and a shuttle, and you got to go all the way around. So it takes a minute to get there.
You're right, sweetie. You're right. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, we got to go, but I want to say it again. You know I love you, but I'll say it publicly. I love you. Thank you for doing this. We always appreciate you coming on the show, so thank you, sweetie.
I love you too. I think you're fabulous. Hi, everybody back home. Hi, Grandma Bev. And Jason, I just love you. I could come every day and hang out with you. And you too, Kendall. I love you. Mwah.
Bye, sweetheart. There's Melissa Peterman, everyone, with a lot of light on her. The virtual book launch for the untold story of the making of Fargo is Monday night at 7. For details, go to the Minnesota Historical Society's website, mnhs.org. We will be right back. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Don't forget to sign up to be part of our Jason Show virtual audience. Go to the Jason Show Facebook page, Jason Show TV, and click the link we posted. Sign up for a certain day, and you will be a part of the show. Speaking of our audience, we'll say goodbye to our special audience member and more. Oh, let me quickly read this.
Oh, right.
Really quickly. Oh.
You can't do that with those.
I can't do that with. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
What irrational fear do you have? The answer when we return. Oh, I know, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Saying goodbye to our studio audience. Kayleen, thank you for being here. Sorry about the tech difficulty at the very beginning, but come back and see us soon, okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Jason, I think your new claim to fame is that Reba likes your biscuits.
Yes! Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Okay, what irrational fear do you have?
Wet hair. It's a phobia.
Wet hair?
Yeah, hate it when it's not attached to a body.
Mine, demons. I always think I don't like the dark. I'm always afraid demons are in my house.
Well, they might be.
Thanks, Kendall. Now it becomes rational. Monday on the show, we're going to recap that explosive Harry and Meghan interview with Oprah Winfrey. Kendall will be sitting in this chair for the next week as I'm taking some time off. So treat her with love, as I know you will. That's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday.